Where did all my 1/3s go? Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris. I'm the Batman statue collector right here on YouTube, and I apologize, but I'm exhausted today because it's been a crazy 24 hours for me. Of course, I just flew in from Boston, had a really great little mini vacation with some family there. Got to see the Yale-Harvard game, which is really exciting. And so anyway, I am back, and I wanted to do a hit or miss video. I wanted to share my thoughts after I've had some time to kind of rest and think about all the reveals from the Prime 1 Studio Next Level 5 event. Now, this was a very, very cool event. Obviously, part 1, we found out that part 2 is going to actually air in December, so definitely join us. So many of you joined us for the original part 1, of course. I cannot thank you guys enough for that. That was absolutely fantastic. We had such a great audience. We had over 400 people watching live. Very, very awesome. And I cannot thank you guys enough. And so please join us in December as we do the exact same thing. So it's, again, very, very exciting. As this week, we are celebrating the anniversary of the channel here, guys. 6 years here on YouTube. Absolutely insane that it's been 6 years, but here we are. It's very exciting. And to help us celebrate, again, we're going to do a little hit or miss today, okay? Because I want to share my thoughts on the pieces that I liked, the pieces that I wasn't really wowed by, maybe some things that I was surprised by at the Next Level event. Now, of course, being this is a Batman channel, I'm just going to focus on the DC pieces. Because, again, I don't want to bore you with all the anime stuff if you're not into it, because I'm just not. And so we focus, or at least I'm going to focus today on the DC pieces, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to do. What are hits? What are misses? So clearly one of the biggest hits by far of the entire show, for me at least, was the Michael Keaton Batman. Of course, I know so many of you watching have been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time. Again, third scale, very, very exciting. But not only do we finally get a Batman 89 Batman in third scale, but we're also getting a Bruce Wayne, a fully revealed portrait, unmasked. It's very, very exciting. And the crazy thing is, we actually saw this years and years and years ago, and Prime 1 teased it, but it went away. Michael Keaton apparently didn't approve it. I've heard the licenses are very, very expensive, but obviously they've also teased the Catwoman, so that's already up for pre-order, so I'm not going to talk a lot about her. But the fact that we are going to be able to get both her and him, that is very, very exciting. Now some people in the chat, I saw people say it's kind of a boring pose. That is the pose. That is all of the promotional material. You know, that suit was so stiff, he couldn't turn his neck. So that is what it is. I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And it does have a tremendous, tremendous likeness, of course, to Michael Keaton. And then, of course, you have the Bruce Wayne portrait as well, which I think looks absolutely fantastic. Is it 100% to me? It's not 100%, but I do feel like it's like 98%. I like that it's got the 80s curly hair. It's very, very cool. And again, why would you not want to get both of those, right? But if you don't, obviously Batman is going to be available by himself. You can pair him up with that Catwoman, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm just through the moon. I'm through the moon excited about it because it's been a long freaking time coming. Of course, we've had some great pieces, of course, from Sideshow and some other companies. Obviously, Darkseid is doing their versions as well. We haven't seen that one yet, but this is very, very exciting, and obviously they're the first out of the gate, so it'll be interesting to see what the competition leads there. But this will be a day one pre-order for me, as I'm sure so many of you out there. It's a big, big, big hit, and again, it's very exciting. Now, again, I know what some of you are going to say, that Blitzway, some of you don't like Blitzway. Some of you don't like the finished product, whether it's the Heath Ledger Joker. Some of you love it. Some of you hate it. I personally love it. We also have that Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Some people love it, some people hate it. So again, it's going to be really interesting. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm going to wait until the production piece. I'm going to wait till you review it, Chris, or whatever, before I buy it. And that's fine. You know, I don't always say pre-order these days, but, you know, sometimes it's better to wait, right? But I'm going to order it day one because I know that I want a Michael Keaton in third scale. It's very, very exciting stuff right there, okay? So that, again, is a big, big hit for me. Okay, now let's also talk about some of the other pieces. Again, so I'm going to kind of go back and forth, like hits here, misses there. So this is not necessarily a statue, this miss, but it's a miss for me, but it might be a pro, it might be a hit for you. You notice the trend. You notice the trend during the show that a lot of quarter scale, right? A lot of quarter scale, which Prime 1 was always the 1/3 scale company. That's what they did best. I have so many 1/3 scales. It is my favorite scale of all time. I also collect 1/4 scale though, but suddenly they're doing all these quarter scales. Sideshow had that market. Sideshow had the license. I don't know where that stands. I really, really don't. But it's clear that this is their new direction. They're still going to do 1/3, but there's going to be a lot of quarter scale as well. Sideshow doesn't make as many products these days, so maybe there's some sort of deal where other companies can do it, and Sideshow's okay with that. Tweeterhead's doing quarter scale as well, so I think the cat's out of the bag on all that, right? Times have changed. It's 2022, almost 2023. Things are changing. But I said this on the show, the quarter scale thing, all of these reveals in quarter scale, it's very telling. It's very telling to me. And I'm sure some of you picked up on it also, that clearly people are not spending the money. They are not using their Ridge wallet. They are not spending as much of this on some of the bigger stuff, because obviously the bigger scale stuff, more expensive, bigger giant shipping costs and all of that stuff. So if people aren't buying, what are they going to do? They're going to try to make pieces more affordable. How are they going to do that? They're going to make them smaller. So again, that is what I feel. I feel like this is a direct result of the economy, the recession coming up, all of that craziness that's about ready to hit. At least that's what they're telling us. And so I think that is why we saw so many quarter scale pieces. And again, that is a bummer for me as a 3rd scale collector, but it might be a giant hit for you because that's what you collect. That's what you have space for. So again, you can look at it for both sides of the coin there, but for me it was a miss. Okay, but let's talk about some of the hits in the quarter scale, obviously. And some of the scales we don't know yet, but one scale that we do know is the Batcave. Now, this is the Gabriel Del Auto. This was teased 2 shows ago at Next Level 3. It's Batman on Throne. Some of you love Batman on Throne. Some of you are like, I never want a Batman on Throne. I love this piece. I loved it from the moment I saw it. I thought it was very, very exciting, and it has a lot going on, of course. It has an Alfred, which is phenomenal. An Alfred, guys. We're finally going to get a quarter scale Alfred. This is a piece that I feel like I absolutely need in my Batcave. And speaking of Batcave, it's just incredible. The way they have the screens actually flicker and they glow. It's really, really impressive. I'm just blown away by what I have seen from that promo video that we saw. It was just really, really well done, obviously. Now, I have heard Kelvin Loke, some of you guys know him. He is friends with John, the creative director, and so he always gets some inside information a lot of times. So what I've been told is that there's going to be different versions. There's going to be one where just Batman on Throne. There's going to be one with Batman on Throne with the computers. And then there's going to be Batman on Throne with the computers and the Batcave. Okay? So there's going to be multiple different versions that you are going to be able to choose depending on if you have the space. Because I know some people are like, I don't have room for that thickness of the Batcave. By the way, the back side of the Batcave is very, very cool. I don't think it needs to be as thick as it does. It has this kind of weird back angle to it. It doesn't need it. Just make it flat, make it flush. Prime 1 if you're listening, because then that way it'll fit flush. Now, it almost has an angle like something else might butt into it, like fit into the backside. I don't know if they're going to do some sort of round diorama. I don't know. But regardless, I think it looks awesome. I don't know if I'm getting it. I don't know 100%. Like, I want it. I 100% want it, but I 100% don't know where I'd put it. But I'm more likely, like 98% probably going to get it. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. But I just love it. I think it's fantastic. Obviously, Gabriel Del Auto looks great. Okay, now there is another piece that they teased. We don't know the scale. It looked good in all the renders. It looks very much like the art where Batman is kind of coming in, his cape's kind of swooping around him. I was not blown away. I was not blown away by that piece. Now, again, this is just renders, so we haven't really seen all of it yet. But from what I saw, it's a piece that I'm not really interested in. I would much rather have the Batcave. If it was 3rd scale, maybe I might be interested, maybe. But at quarter scale, I'm not. I'm not interested in that Batman, at least initially. Maybe they'll change it, maybe they'll tweak it, maybe I'll see it in hand. I'll be like, whoa, I love it. My initial impressions was I was just underwhelmed by it. I love Gabriel Del Auto's work. I have some art on my wall. I absolutely love it. But the Batcave is where it was at for me, obviously. And of course, that incredible Alfred, just absolutely awesome, right? Absolutely awesome, okay? So we also got some other teasers. Now this one is very exciting, but I don't know the scale. This is from artist Clay Mann. He's done a lot of series here lately with the Catwoman, Batman, and get this, guys, Mask of the Phantasm, right? Mask of the Phantasm is coming in statue form. Yes, she, if you've been living under a rock for the last 30 years, she is awesome. I want the statue so bad. Now, I don't know if this is going to be quarter scale. I don't know if it's going to be like fifth scale. I don't know if it's going to be third scale. I'm hoping it's third. I really want Mask of the Phantasm in third scale. I love the Batman, the animated series, like Art Deco base. And it's also a diorama with Batman and Catwoman. So I think that is very, very exciting. Again, I don't know the scale. If it is a small scale, like if it's 1/5 scale, I'm not going to buy it. If it's quarter scale, I probably would buy Phantasm because I want it for my villains. But I really hope it's 1/3. I really, really hope it's 1/3. And I don't know, it needs to be, right? It needs to be 1/3 scale to go with these awesome villains I have. So fingers crossed. Again, I'm worried because clearly Prime 1 is doing smaller stuff. That's probably what they're going to be focused on going forward for a while with the occasional third scale. Yikes. I don't know. I'm hearing myself talk. It's probably going to be small. It's probably going to be small, but I'm still hoping, I'm still optimistic that we're going to get a Clay Mann Mask of the Phantasm in third scale. Also has that unmasked portrait. Very, very cool stuff, right? I'm curious as to what you guys think about that one. So anyway, that was a big, big hit for me. The Batman and Catwoman, I don't know if I'd get that. I don't know if I might consider the diorama, but I really just want Phantasm. That's the one I really, really want. So anyway, time will tell on that one, okay? We also got a couple of Jim Lee pieces, a couple of Jim Lee teasers here. We have a Dark Knight Returns, and of course, this one is with the female Robin, of course. And it's quarter scale, apparently, according to them. Which again, I'm really surprised because all of their dioramas have been third scale up until now. So it looks pretty tiny for a quarter scale. I actually thought it was maybe fifth scale, but he is big. Batman is big. Robin is kind of tiny. But I love the Joker add-on. The Joker add-on is really, really neat. I really, really like it. As you guys know, Dark Knight Returns is not one of my favorites. I did just pick up the Sideshow piece with a lightning bolt. Very excited about that. I have no idea where I'm going to put it. For me, it's not necessarily a miss, but I don't think it's one I'm going to buy. Okay, I still think the art looks good, but for me, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just not for me. I still like it though. I still think it's cool. I mean, the art is awesome. It's Jim Lee, right? It was Jim Lee. But that was a bit of a miss for me there. Another piece from Jim Lee that was teased, and it's a hit and miss. It's a hit and miss because it's Batman and Catwoman Hush. It is infamous, that infamous art, absolutely, and Jim Lee's done a number of these pieces with Batman and Catwoman embracing or, close to one another. I am interested. I am intrigued. I think it'll probably be more liked than the Sideshow piece, which the Sideshow piece was phenomenal, but it's small. If this is quarter scale or third scale, I think this will do very, very well. The thing that's a miss is I wanted a Hush Catwoman. I want an individual Hush Catwoman to go with my Hush Batman, my Hush Ivy. It's just, I'm so disappointed that it wasn't an individual Catwoman. Now, that's not to say that we won't eventually get it. And again, I want to remind everybody that we're having a second event in December. So this was just half of them, right? This was just half of them. So hopefully we will get more stuff revealed at this event, okay? Another miss, really quick while I'm thinking about it, another miss is that we didn't get to see Killer Croc and Batman again. That was teased at a number of shows ago. I was really hoping to see that. That's also a rumored and I think confirmed quarter scale piece, which again, I was hoping it'd be third. But we didn't see it. So everybody's like, is it scrapped? Are we going to lose it? Is it gone? I don't know. But I think maybe we will see it in December at this next level 5 part 2 event, right? Okay. So stay tuned for that. I'm still optimistic that they're going to make it. I think it would be awesome. I actually kind of want to make that my centerpiece of my Rogues Gallery collection with my quarter scale. Okay. So anyway, that was just a bit of a miss. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have that I'm forgetting here? Okay. We had a brand new Batman Who Laughs, but it's Harley Who Laughs. And this is very, very awesome. It had multiple portraits. Now, during our show, we were actually talking, and it was believed that it was deceased. But we were proven wrong. It's not deceased, apparently. It is from Dark Knight's Metal, and it's from a couple of different Dark Knight's Metal covers. And so that's very exciting, including Francisco Mattina, who did one of the covers. Multiple portrait swap outs. I think the portraits look great. I love the one with the lip ring. I love the unmasked portrait. And it's got Bud and Lou. The base looks really, really cool here. Is this one I'm going to get? Most likely not. It is a miss for me. I just don't collect them. I just don't love that look. It's just not my Harley. I'm really, really happy with my Arkham City Harley. I'm really happy with my DC Comics Harley. Not interested in this Harley at all. Is it great art? Yes. Is it awesome? Yes. Is some of you going to be freaking out about it? Yes, absolutely, because it's awesome. It's not for me, though. It's not for me. So for me, it's a miss. Still beautiful, beautiful art. Okay. We also, of course, had another beautiful lady fly in, pun intended, and that is, of course, Power Girl. Power Girl, we were anticipating her. Obviously, she looks great. Based on the art, at least we believe it's based on the art of Stanley Art Germ Lau. Really, really impressive piece. Overall, it goes with the Supergirl, which is great. The clouds match. Jeff Delaney pointed out that some collectors are not going to be happy because she is not quite as heavy in the chest, which is what she is in the comics. I think they've toned that down over the years, and that's probably what Warner Brothers and DC is wanting. So I think she looks fantastic. I think her body looks phenomenally fit, which is great. The portraits, I don't know. I feel like the portraits were a bit of a miss. I didn't like the really short hair portrait, but the other ones were just okay to me. I don't love the Art Germ style in statues. I love them on paper, but I don't love the way they translate. It almost looked a little bit cross-eyed to me. Just something not quite. It's not something I would want. I don't collect Power Girl, so there you go. But I still think she looked pretty. I think she was strong, looked very powerful. I don't know. I think she's awesome. But again, at the end of the day, it's just not a piece. Not a piece for me. Okay. I'm trying to think of another piece that I missed. Oh yeah, how could I forget this? Controversial piece for sure. John Constantine. So John Constantine, this piece looks phenomenal. It makes me want to know more about John Constantine. And again, I'm going to throw Jeff Delaney out there because he was freaking out during the show because, and if you missed the show, I'll put it up here somewhere. But they said this was going to be a third scale piece. This was going to be a 1/3 scale piece, and clearly it's not. It is not 1/3. They've changed it to quarter scale. Again, going back, people, I think, Prime One's changing their strategy here, guys. I think we're going to see quarter scales from here on out for the majority of these things. He's quarter scale. So I know Jeff was very happy because he collects quarter scale. But for a lot of people, again, it was a bit of a slap in the face. If you say you're going to do it in third, you should have probably done it in third because, again, that's what people were excited about. They might have made plans, but now those plans have to change. And so it is what it is. So, again, the fact that they changed the scale, it's a big, big miss. The statue itself, big, big hit. Some people said, well, why don't they just do it in quarter scale and third scale? I think that would be great. Set it up as an MTO formula, made to order. I think that would make everybody happy, right? You get what you want. You're going to pay the money you want. Prime One's going to make a profit. It's a win-win in my opinion. But again, that's just me. That is just me. Am I forgetting any other pieces? Are there other pieces that I've forgotten? Well, I believe that's actually it. Overall, a really fun show. We saw a lot of really great reveals. And again, I want to tip my hat to Prime One for a couple things. A big, big hit for me was the format. The format went back to the original format where they have all the Transformers together, all the Jurassic Park together, all the DC. Way better format. It made it much more watchable. So big, big hit to Prime One for that, right? And it's just exciting to do these shows. Another big hit for me is the fact that they are able to bring us these incredible presentations that make us excited about the things that are coming out. So, of course, the miss of that is that it's going to be 2 or 3 years now before we get them in hand, but it still lets us plan. It still gets us excited. It gets us hyped up. And so that for me is a big hit. So again, there's always pros and cons to everything. But overall, it was a really fun show. Lots of really great pieces from a lot of other lines as well. We saw some great Jurassic Park stuff, incredible Transformer stuff. And again, I'm not going to bore you with my hits or misses on those. But I do want your opinions on everything that you saw down below in the comments. Please let me know what your hits were, what your misses were. If you agree with any of my points, if you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. I always try to read and respond to as many as I can. The more you respond, though, it's harder sometimes to catch up. So anyway, I always try, but I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, thank you for watching the other night on the live reaction show. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for checking out all of this insane stuff here on the channel. I love each and every one of you. I'm so excited. I have so much content coming up for you this week, so stay tuned, buckle down, have a just absolutely amazing Thanksgiving if you celebrate, with your family and, everything that we're thankful for. I'm thankful for my family, my health, and all of you. I'm thankful that you are here with me again as we celebrate our anniversary here on the channel. It's absolutely exciting, and some of you have been with me since day one, and even if this is your first day, I can't thank you enough for being here. Love you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, and I'll see you in the Batcave. Bye, everybody. Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these two awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.